Welcome guys, thank you for watching this video, but before we proceed, do not forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, share it to all of your friends, and also check out the description for further information guys. And now, let's get into the video.
Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and today we will continue with this series right here. So in the last episode we have created this Luffy right here, and in today's episode we will work on equipping this Luffy, adding it inside of the inventory, then equipping it, and then just making your appearance overall change to Luffy's appearance. Yeah, so that's the topic for today's video, and thank you for your overwhelming support, by the way. And let's begin with this video right here. Alright. Now, let's play this game first of all. I just want to see, or I just want to recap how this inventory system works again, because... Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, so let's just quickly begin by adding a folder instead of this replicated storage right here, and let's call this one characters, okay? And the first character right here is going to be our... disable the GUI. So this one is going to be our first character, Luffy. And the important thing right here is the hat, the hair, and the clothing. So the rest right here, so regarding all of these body parts, so our character has all of these, therefore let's just only copy this one, let's cut them out, and let's paste them inside of this characters tab. But before we do that, let's add a new folder called Luffy, and let's add these things inside. Alright, we could now get rid of him because we do not need him anymore. Now, the next thing we want to do, which is also pretty important, is that we are heading to the starter players tab, and now make sure that load character appearance is disabled. So what this thing does is that your character basically does not load. As you can see, I'm totally gray and I cannot load. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I cannot tab out of this GUI as well. Come on. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now let's open up this GUI again, and let's head inside of the scrolling frame. As you can see, we have a viewport frame inside, and we now somehow need to make a representation for each character inside of the inventory by using these viewport frames. Let's add a script inside. Alright, so we probably need to prepare these viewport frames for each character. So, yeah. What does that mean? It means that we need our dummy back again, right here, and yeah, let's make this pastel brown. Let's add everything inside. And there we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now, let's add a part right here. Let's call this view, and let's move this one in the center of our character right here, because this part is going to be the part to which we will spin around inside of our viewport frame. So our viewport frame's perspective is going to spin around this port, and spinning around this port also means that we are spinning around this character. Okay, So that's the reason why we place this inside of its center right here. Okay. Make sure that it is transparent. Can collide is false, anchored is true. And let's add it inside of this viewport frame together with our Luffy right here. And let's add a script inside. A local script, I mean. And this local script right here is, yeah, responsible for making the perspective spin around. And yes, so that's basically the idea behind of it. So how is this going to work out? Wait, yeah, okay, I'm still recording. Yeah, so we basically need to create a new camera right here, instance.new camera. Let's put the camera inside of our viewport frame, and we need to make sure that the camera type is set to scriptable, because every other camera type would make the player allow would allow the player to be able to move the camera. Well, I'm not sure about viewport frames, but by default, when you just change the camera type to something else, then yeah, let's say that you change it to scriptable, then you're unable to move the camera, as you can see. But the fixed makes you able to move it. Okay, and now we need to set the viewport frames current camera to this camera right here. So script parent current camera equals cam. Alright, now we need to set up a rotation value, which is necessary for our spinning code. And yeah, so game get service run service render stepped connect function. There we go. So this basically is some kind of loop. So it is not similar to, well, it is similar to while true do, because it just runs the whole time. But I think that it is a better version of it, means it does not consume that much performance as far as I know. But yeah. Okay. Now let's define a variable which is going to refer to the humanoid root part of our Luffy character right here. So script parent Luffy humanoid root part. So yeah, referring to that one. And now let's set up a new C frame. So hum root C frame, and this C frame is going to be applied to our camera soon. And this one consists of our humanoid root part, of course, multiplied by the perspective at the end. So by the camera's angle. So you can make your camera position like this or like this, okay? And by the distance and by the height of your camera's perspective. So there are many aspects we have to consider when working on the C frame right here. So angles, so 0, and then map rat, and let's set this to our rotation value, because the y-axis determines how our camera is positioned regarding our like this. So as you can see, I'm basically just rotating around this part right here, and that's basically what the y-axis takes care about. Okay, let's set this one to 0. Now C frame new. Okay, and now so camera C frames, as I've already said, we now need to set the camera C frame to our C frame we have just created right here, P. So basically gets, or basically makes a vector 3 out of this thing. And the second argument is going to be our humanoid root part's position. So hum root position. And we are going to increase the rotation value by 1 every time it loops through. Means that we are going to, yeah, have different values inside of here for each loop, which creates the spinning effect at the end. And wait, we have forgot to move this inside of our, inside of our GUI right here. Now let's take a look at it. And as you can see, it did work. But the distance, so there is an issue with the distance. Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, let me add a small rotation. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Let me change this to 6. And there we go. So that's the way on how you add, on how you add your or how you create your viewport frame. Yeah. Now let's create a local script instead of our scrolling frame. And this one is going to, first of all, let's define a player. And this one is going to loop through the player's inventory. I just need to take a look at, wait, okay. In pairs, player, wait for child, inventory, get children. So we have referred to the inventory, and we have gathered all children inside of a table. And now V is the instance. Basically, if we have a Luffy inside of our inventory, then Luffy is the instance, and I is the spot. Means first spot, second spot. Our first value is Luffy, our second value is Sanji. And so if it's the first spot, our I, aka index, is being set to 1. If it's the second one, then 2, etc, etc. And yeah. Move child, okay. And for every character inside of our inventory, so we are going to create we are going to clone its viewport frame for every character inside of the inventory, okay? That's basically what we are going to do. Okay, let's call this one viewport frame. And let's move it inside of our Luffy folder right here. And we now have to loop once again I2, V2 in pairs, and this time we are going to loop through the we're basically just going to loop through this characters folder. So game get service replicated storage, wait for child, characters, get children, do. And instead of get children, we are going to do get descendants. And this one basically does the following. So get children would only gather Luffy, okay? And get descendants would gather Luffy, clothing, Luffy hair, handle, original size, touch interest, viewport frame, local script, Luffy, and then everything inside of here, of course, everything inside of here, okay? And just everything, okay? So it would really notice everything, it would gather everything we have right here. And we now just want to see if there is an instance which is a viewport frame, which contains the name of our character, and which contains a viewport frame at the end. And if there is any instance like that, then we want to clone it and paste it inside of the scrolling frame. That's basically what we want to do. So if v2 is a viewport frame, so we are basically checking for its class name, viewport frame, and string find v2 name v.name. So basically, if our name of this button or of this viewport frame contains the character's name, so if we have a Luffy, for example, inside of our inventory, then our viewport frame must contain Luffy inside of the name in order to pass this check right here, and it clearly does that, as you can see. So what this basically expresses means if the name contains our character's name, then it is going to return something, okay? In our case, it is going to return numbers. And if it returns something, then it means that it has found something, okay? And what we are basically doing here is we are checking if the return of this right here, of this expression, is not nil. And nil is basically something, or nil is basically nothing, okay? And if it returns nothing, then it hasn't found anything. And if it returns something, then it has found nothing, you know? And if it does not return nothing, then it has found something, means this check has succeeded. Okay. So if these two requirements are met, and we do not need to check for the viewport frame instead of the name because we are already checking for the viewport frame as a class name. So if these things succeed, then we want to clone this thing and put it inside of our scrolling frame. So script parent. Okay, let's see how this is going to work out. It should work. Okay, did not work. Wait. Let me wrap this inside of a function and let's call this thing updater. And it is, first of all, going to remove all of the existing viewport frames inside of here before it does anything else. Script parent get children do. Okay. And if v is a viewport frame, then v destroy. Okay, and now let's run this function. Updater. Okay, did not seem to work out. And why? Alright, running. So it got till this point, but it doesn't wanna do this one. But why? Okay, as you can see, it did work when I tried to do it by this bar right here, but it doesn't seem to work inside of the script. But for what reason? Let me try to use find first child. No, doesn't even make a difference. But why? It doesn't even make sense, like for real. I'm gonna pause the video at this point and I'm gonna come back when I've found something. Alright, so can just leave this as player, but adding a wait has fixed the problem. Yeah, there we go. It has fixed the problem. Alright. Now, I would like to add a text button inside of our viewport frame right here. Let's call this one BTN. And the size, so it's going to cover the whole viewport frame, and it is going to be transparent, and it is going to have no text. There we go. And yeah, wait, local x x mouse button one click connect function. Okay, so x basically becomes our viewport frame, which we have just cloned. We are putting it inside of our scrolling frame, and we are logging it, let's say. So we are basically checking if it has been clicked. And if that's the case, wait, no, xbtn, so the button side has been clicked. And if that's the case, then yeah, we want to do the following, okay? And the following is going to be about equipping the character. Okay, so how is that going to work out? Let's see. We basically need to add a new value to our data store. And, well, it is going to be a little bit more difficult at this point, but yeah, let's still try to do it. So I'm still thinking, so we basically need a value which saves the equipped character, and by using that value we can tell the script which character is supposed to be loaded for each player. And yeah, so as I've already said, we need to make it saveable. Well, I don't know, let's call this one inventory data. And let's call this one just data. And okay, let's add data store 2. Okay. Yeah, so the saving mechanism and the loading mechanism is going to be a little bit more different. But we can already add this equipped tower value right here. Instance.new string value folder. So we are creating a new instance, which is a string value right here, and we are putting it inside of the folder. And this string value is going to represent our equipped tower. Equipped tower value. Okay, now we need to define a tower which everybody has by default, and let's do Naruto. All right. Okay. Now, let's move on with this save table right here. Okay. So, as you guys already know, we have only saved the name right here, since every entry is an int value, inside of our inventory, of course, etc, etc. But now, we need to take care of the name and the value, of course. And yeah, so these are the two things we need to take care about. And let's put them inside of another table. So we are basically creating a table inside of a table in which we want to store the name and the value. Okay. If folder, find first child, no, v.name. Wait. Wait. I need to print that just to see how it looks like. Okay, no. Yeah, because there is no loaded data. Makes sense, hopefully. So, okay, Naruto, let's stop this thing. Let's run it again. Okay. Luffy. Zoro. That should be impossible. Wait. Oh, never mind. My mistake. I forgot to change the folder to data. So it basically tried to loop through the inventory folder and has of course saved their values. That was the mistake. Okay, and it now does the same right here as well. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. So what happens right here is that v1, okay? So v is our table right here, and this bracket with 1 basically indicates the first index, which is the name of our value, okay? So this basically stands for the name of the saved value or of the loaded value, which is equip tower, and we are basically looking for a value called equip tower inside of our folder, and if it is there, then we want to ensure that it is being loaded by doing the following. So folder, so we are referring to that value, and we are overwriting this value with v2. There we go. Okay, so that's it. Now I could add some more values and they would save as well. Okay, I'm gonna publish this one so we do not lose any progress or anything. And now we can start with equipping the tower. And how is that going to work out? So let's create a remote event and let's call this one character. And we are basically just going to fire server this character remote event. And yeah, fire serving this with certain arguments is going to cause the change of our equipped. Wait, how do I call this one? Equipped tower. Of course, equipped character. I'm sorry, my mind was on that tower defense game, where we also equip towers, etc. Okay. Yeah. Of course, equipped character. And fire serving, this one is going to cause a change of this value, and the change of this value is going to cause a respawning of our character with its new appearance. Alright. Now, game, get service, replicated storage, wait for child, character, fire server, and now change character with, of course, yeah, the name it represents, or the character it represents. And I'm gonna remove this viewport frame right here, so the part of this name, because it is unnecessary, and we need the name of our viewport frame to identify to which character it is associated to or connected to. Okay, X name, there we go. Now let's add another script. Let's call this one character, and this one is going to recognize when this remote event has been fire servered. So script parent, no, wait, you can just easily copy this because this one refers to the remote event. And then just do on server event, which is the event which fires when this remote event has been, or when any remote event has been fire servered. And as you can see, we have 2 arguments right here, but we actually have 3. So the first one is always the player, which does not need to be added inside of here or anything, so it is being added automatically. Now the second 2, oh no, the second 2, so the next 2 are these ones we have added, so the task, let's say, and the name of our character. So if val is change, what was it? Change character. Then, so what is going to happen then? So we then need to, yeah, first of all replace the character. Means when we have Naruto equipped and we want to equip Luffy, then we need to make Naruto move back inside of the inventory and remove Luffy from the inventory, but add it inside of our equip tower. So that's the first thing. So previous tower is going to be player. Wait, so let me define 2 variables right here. The first one is going to be the data of the player, or the folder. Okay, and the second one is going to be the inventory. Okay, so previous tower, data, of course previous character, I'm sorry. So equipped character value, okay. Now, local x instance.new, so we are going to add a new entry inside of our inventory right here. And this one is of course going to be our formally equipped character. Previous character. And we need to remove, yeah, so we need to remove our character which we want to equip now from our inventory first of all. So inf find first child val2, then we want to destroy this, destroy, and we want to change this equipped character to val2. Alright, so that's basically it. And let's see if this has worked. So equipped character is currently Naruto. And if we now click on this one, then we should receive an error because we do not have any representation for Naruto. Or maybe not an error, but our inventory will look empty because we do not have a Naruto. Yeah, we do not have a Naruto character as representation. Okay, as you can see, it has changed, but oh yeah, it did not remove it because we did not script that yet. So we need to add it inside of here as well. So this function only runs once from the beginning, but it does not react to any updates. So how do we make it react to updates? We basically just, where is it? Where is the inventory here? We need to make it react to the cases when a new entry has been added to our inventory or when it has been removed. So child edit is when a new entry has been added, and a child removed is when, yeah, an entry has been removed. Okay. Okay, didn't seem to work. Let's see. No, it still did not work. Okay, so it seems to reload it, but it does not work. Okay, so we probably have made a mistake instead of here. Let's take a look. I'm honest, I cannot see any errors or anything. Let's see. Yeah, okay. No. So he does not remove it or anything. Okay. Why isn't it working then? Why isn't it working? Print previous, come on, previous character. Luffy, okay. Wait. Okay, so Luffy does not make any sense. Of course. Let's change it to something else. Okay. Okay, now it did work. Okay. Okay, so that's it with the video, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends. And thank you for your overwhelming support as always. And take care and see you in the next video.